making Bitcoin a lot more accessible to the public makes my life a lot easier. And through my wallet, I don't think these are the right approach. We need to like amplify it if we're going to have success on making it usable for the mainstream. I don't think that's like a good short-term goal. It's an asset that can be ripped off of your computer with a keylogger if you're not extremely careful. This is the equivalent to sophisticated financial instruments that mere mortals are not allowed to play with. And this is just a different perspective. You know?
No, I'm with you. That's why we have our product.
Yeah. I really appreciate it.
Yeah.
And I want more of this discussion. I want to hear more of like these.
But the thing is, like, you have control over the size. So, like, I store my coins. Like, I have some in my blockchain wallet. I have some in the QT client. I have some in personal security. I have some in the CoinLabs. I mean, like, and they're for different reasons. I mean, like, your blockchain wallet in some level is a financial instrument, but not a very valuable one. But perhaps, depending on that's, bad and fun, right? So,
anyways, thank you. It's hard. I don't downplay that, please.
How do we deal with electronic pickpockets when the pocket is the size of the planet? And you're right. We have to give people better solutions.
Hi. So I'm Ben, and I think a couple of you guys know what I'm about to ask. So I think actually the wallet security issue is obviously a tremendous issue, but I also think that it's going to be resolved. I think I use Armory. I think it's great. And I look forward to using Peter's solution. I think it's going to be great.
Thank you, sir.
And I think that the amplification, comment that was just made is also a very good point. Just taking it from a different perspective in terms of security, or I should say integrity of the system at large, one of the things that I think that the universe has now proven with the existence of Avalon and Butterfly is that a 51% attack, or a massive scale attack, probably not by a commercial entity, but more likely by a nation state that has capital controls, who isn't thrilled with the idea of Bitcoin, is doable, right?
Totally.
Easily.
It's doable, right? So
Today.
It's doable today. And obviously, network hash rate is going to scale up, but there's a tremendous amount of wafer capacity in China. And ultimately, we're going to be faced with this. This is a problem we have to deal with, right? Now, I've read various potential solutions. They seem dubious to me. Some of them involve a hard fork. And some of them involve things that I wasn't even to be able to decipher what I read. I would like to know what you guys think. Well, so there are two possibilities. Either A, it doesn't get solved, in which case there will be attack. Right? Ultimately.
Can anyone from the NSA here comment?
I'm not worried about the United States. I actually think that's another story. I'm worried about other places, right? Either A, it will be attacked, or B, you'll solve it. And because I have so much faith in you, and I genuinely do.
So I would like to hear one of the problems. I think a lot about this, and I've talked to Dan about this. I mean, one of the weird things about our system is protocol changes happen by miners, right? And so we're especially vulnerable to large-scale mining voting to keep on with the way that makes everything work for them. And yeah, I worry a lot about that. I mean, I'm a business guy, so I have an economic solution to that, which is companies should get ASICs out the door 100 times the volume they have now. And we need so many more. Yeah, everybody's like, please, give me my butterfly. It's okay. But we have so little. Well, the ROI right now on ASIC rigs for mining, ROI mining is as good as it's ever been. There's economic risk, not even nation state risk. And I think we need 1,000 times as much mining capacity before we stop worrying about it. And that may not solve it, like you say. There's a lot of capacity out there.
But at least it's improving. I mean, as these companies are coming into existence and distributing this hardware, it is improving. As we speak, there are more people receiving hardware and contributing to the network, and they're not colluding with everyone else to destroy the network. So,
but that's something that's not. It's the nation-state attack vector is totally different than the self-enlightened greedy guy attack, who's like, oh, don't mind too much because I'm
not worried about the
currency. Yeah, you're worried about someone who's got a political agenda and control of facts. I think that's hard. I mean, and normally you'd say, okay, we'll change the algorithm. We'll wipe out all the ASIC investment. That'll be sad. We'll go back to GPU mining for a little while. Yes. 7970 is waiting for that. But on the other hand, like, we can't do that when miners vote are doing that. And, like, that's a problem.
Well, so I assign 0% probability that we will continue with the present proof of work function. The present proof of work function is not going to survive the year, period. If there's one hard prediction I'm going to make, it's going to be that. The reality is that it's impossible to model look, we have to think of the system in terms of regulatory sets. One dude spins up one batch of ASICs and gets double-digit percentages of the network. That's one guy. That's not okay. Bitcoin depends on there being so many freaking people to regulate that you can't do it. That when you try to regulate it, you don't get power, you just get more people. Bitcoin uses, or at least by design, was designed to leverage the hundreds of millions of machines around the world that do computation. That is an impossible set to control. One dude, not an impossible set to control. We think that, the ASIC guys love saying, hey, we'll just have lots of people buy ASICs. Yeah, you like that argument because you sell ASICs. But
I mean, that's okay. There have always been economic motivators for people to make their money.
I mean, really, even in the best case, you're going to see a massive industrialization mining to the hands of a few small players. Like, it's not going to be an ASIC in a garage.
if that happens, Bitcoin fails. So let me complete my argument here. Some of you really do get, play the game out. I'm not sure what the proof of work function or functions are going to look like. I had a great meeting at, I'm not going to name names because I don't know, I didn't ask permission. But let's just say I had a meeting with some people and it became clear that multiple proof of work functions operating as a basket of currencies kind of thing is probably the path that's going to happen. I don't know where this is going to go yet. All I know is that Bitcoin has a life or death dependency on mining not centralizing. You have one mining pool, BTC Guild, with 48% of the power. You think this is an accident? You think they just, just ran out of power right before 50%? No! They're like, okay, everyone realizes that if we ever exceed 50%, the value of everything goes to zero. So we're just going to stop here and be the big.
I don't think it goes zero.
I didn't think 48 is false.
It's happened before.
Yeah,
DPIP was over 50% several times.
And what did they, what happened?
They got DOS attacked.
You can have.
Oh my God, Russians DDoS DBit once? What?
Look, this aspect of the system has got to change. I'm not sure what it's going to change into, but it's either going to change, either Bitcoin changes or something else happens to leverage the hundreds of millions of machines. Because right now, if you have a CPU or a GPU, you shouldn't be mining.
No,
You're an idiot.
that's not true. Well, GPU mining dollar for dollar pays in the same band as paid for the last 3 years.
Only because the ASIC guys aren't fully online. Give it a month.
That's fine, but like a gigahash second a day, like a gigahash second to run a day bit, is paid between $2 and $14 in the last 4 years. Like it's actually surprisingly stable compared to the rest of the ecosystem.
You're talking gigahash, and I'm saying terahash from one dude. I don't care about gigahash.
I'll have trash in 2 weeks. Remember that.
So I'm gonna, there's a long line of questions. I want to see the,
should have a mic panel.
one quick follow here, which is.
We tried no one to do it.
Let's just have the line go.
It sounds to me like there are two options. The legislature votes itself out of existence or hard fork, right?
I can hear you.
This is a long conversation.
Right, yeah.
Just get one more question before, or two.
I wanted to go back to the paint discussion. I've been really surprised by hearing, I forget which one of you just said, nobody here would accept the InstaWallet coins. Nobody here, most people here don't know what the InstaWallet coins were stolen are, so we would all accept them. And even if we did know, we probably would accept them because other people would accept them. There isn't a publicly known blacklist of transactions that we don't accept. And Dan's Wired article, while overall